It's 5 o'clock, so we're going to open the Rules Committee. So all the commissioners are here, they're present, accounted for, and we'll have prayer. John Carney.
Thank you for the service of those who are leaving us this month. We thank you for the service of those who will be joining us next month. And we thank you for those who are continuing on and providing institutional memory. Lord, we ask that you would be with the horse show, that it might be a positive and safe thing for the community. All these things, Lord, we ask in your holy and almighty name. Amen.
Okay, the first item on the agenda is approval of the July 21st, 2026 Rules and Legislative Committee minutes.
Move to approve.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. A public comment period. I didn't see anyone that had signed up. Does anybody want to speak to the Rules Committee? There being none, we'll go to the next item. Under considerations and recommendations, the consideration of placing the August 11th, 2026 Commission minutes on the September 8th, 2026 County Commission agenda.
Make a motion, we place those on the agenda without a recommendation.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Third item is consideration of placing the notary applicants on the September 8th, 2026 County Commission agenda.
Move to approve.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, approval of reports. The first one is a veterans report. In July, it looks like 66 veterans came by and were assisted at the office, and 56 veterans were transported to the VA hospitals. And we have Director Ben Ely here. If you've got any updates or is there any questions for the director?
One comment, Mr. Chairman. As we spoke earlier, our $100,000 broadband grant has finally been working its way through the process. We do have a purchase order. We do have a vendor. The vendor will be in touch with you this week. I gave him your cell phone number to do the installation for the telehealth as well unit, as well as the workstations there. So he will contact you. It's out of Tullahoma. And so I think that will be a great help and assist to do the telehealth there in the office and help save some time for our veterans. And so it's our broadband grants are paying dividends for us. And thank you for everything you guys are doing, and I hope this helps you.
Yes, sir. I think it will too. Thank you.
Any other questions or discussion? Okay, thank you. Next item is for our information only, but we've got the community clinic, the medical report. I believe there were 107 patients that were treated or were seen in July. And in the dental side of it, I believe there were 95 patients seen. That's just for our own information. As I say every month, it's an outstanding service for our community, particularly picking up the dental side of it like they have. And I'd never thought they'd be treating that many people every month, but they do. Okay, does anybody have a question or comment about the community clinic? Being there, we'll go to the next. Next item is Ag Center report. As he's already said, there's several going off of the Ag Center. This was back in June or July that we had that report. Commissioner Anderson was going off, as well as I think Rick Epperson's last meeting was July, and then Kim Nash was leaving this month, as well as Jeremy Wells, and I think Rick Epperson, maybe another one.
I believe David Parker's leaving as well.
Okay.
But I do call a special meeting in July because the fair coincided with
I was just gonna mention, I don't know if you will, Commissioner Epperson, but your name has come up to maybe try to serve on the Ag Board, but you may or may not. I just brought it up, but you can think about it, and it's your choice. It's not, you can do what you want to, but. Anyhow,
I nominate Commissioner Epperson to serve.
that's all right, you can just think about it and you do what you'd like, but we do need someone on the commission, I think, there that can report here at this meeting every month. But we'll hash it out as trying to get some other, agriculture people to serve on the board. So we do need to get board members there, and anybody, certainly on the commission can help with that, so you can check with some of the people in your districts and see if they wanna serve on the Ag Center, and it'd be great. We'll try to get them on there. Okay, is there any other questions or discussion concerning that? I do want to thank Commissioner Anderson for the years of service there. Not only is here, I'm just going to get into it since you've been serving on that so many years, as well as here for 12 years. Originally, he was on in law enforcement, which is public safety now, and he and Jason Sanders switched out. I think Jason got tired of me and Commissioner Vick sparring on the roads. Yeah, he wanted out of roads, so it worked out good. Bill wanted to come to roads, and Jason Sanders went to law enforcement, which is public safety now. Okay, Ben, then we'll go to the next item. It's quite a. Let me get my report back over here. The old business, new business. Now, all of us got letters from the county officials orientation program. They put that on for new commissioners, and I think, of course, 2 of the commissioners has already served, and they've probably been oriented, but the other 7, you need to go. This is at the Embassy Suites Hotel in Murfreesboro. It's next Monday. I think it starts at noon, and then they have a session till 5. Then the next day, on Tuesday, I think that's the 25th, they go all day. But it's required, as far as I know, for new commissioners to go to that meeting. So try to get your schedule cleared to new commissioners and be able to go over there for a day and a half, because that training is very important. You learn quite a bit, and you just really can't miss it. Now, we've already somewhat talked about the Ag Center. Now, the regional meeting, I did call Charlie Curtis to see when that was this morning, and he did say it was because they moved it from Henry Horton 4 or 5 years ago. In fact, they hadn't been since they moved it to Lewisburg, and they had it at the Walking Horse Museum for a year or 2, and then I think he said this is the second year they had to move it to McKnight Center, which is on West Church Center in Lewisburg. Anyhow, it's 14th of September. I think it's on a Monday, but it's always good to go to that regional meeting, because if you have any questions and you get immediate feedback from those people on CTAS and otherwise, and I suggest if you want to know what's going on and meet with some of the other commissioners from the other counties, there's, I think, 4 counties represented there at that meeting. It's good to mix and mingle and ask them about this or that. It's very beneficial. Even though I hadn't been in the last 3 years, when I was going to Henry Horton, I didn't miss a year, and it was very beneficial. And Charlie Curtis heads it, so you'll see Mr. Curtis there as well.
Have free supper and
Yes, they always feed us well. So that's September the 14th.
and it's free.
Yeah, yes, it is, and it's good information gathering place. Yes, sir.
And also, I think the orientation coming up this next week is that current commissioners can also attend, and you do get credit for that as well. I've checked on that, so I do plan on attending.
Yeah, the only caveat there I read at the very bottom is $250, but they'll bill you later, Commissioner Powell.
Read that too.
Ooh, that's a little steep for a day and a half, but that's okay.
I read that.
It's $250 for us to go, but it is beneficial. I'm not going to get into that because everybody got those letters, but it goes over a number of topics and issues that we've got that will be brought up, and I'm sure in the end there'll be questions on data centers and wastewater and all planning and all these other things, which is the hardest decisions that we have to make on the commission, comes out of those areas. Okay, any other announcements? I want to thank Commissioner Anderson again. He sat by me for several years here, and I'll stay in touch. We need to get transition, and I've already told him with the Ag Center. I want to get that board built back up and try to get somebody in there. We all need to, because it's done real well. Okay.
Are we at announcements right now?
Yes.
Okay.
As far as I know, we don't have any other business.
Okay.
It's, I got, yes, I do, and I do, and well, I will go, let me, John, you wanna make your announcement?
I'll wait till after that.
Okay, all right. Well, yes, we had 9 new, commissioners. This, and some of them called me, right off. There's 2 or 3 I've hadn't heard from since, but I'll try to explain it. One of the first ones I talked to, was Brent Smith. He called me immediately, and I said, about committee serving, and he said, that he wanted a rose. I said, well, we got 3 slots, so that's fine with me, and you've already served, so we'll wait and see how it shakes. But that's how it happened. The next one, Brian Bruce called, and he wanted to serve on public safety. Well, at that time, everybody was on public safety. I didn't know anybody that was gonna leave or anything else. Well, in the end, they moved, because after that, I did, Michael Gregory sent me an email, which I didn't get, maybe a voice message, and then sent me an email. I did get that, so he contacted me very early and wanted on finance. So those people I talked to first, and I just had to wait and see. Now, the way it turned out, we did have some people move off of public safety. So, and I can't remember, well, it was, yeah, well, at the end, it was Eric. And when I was talking to him, he said, and he wanted rules. So that worked out fine to make a move there. So that worked out real well. So, Eric was placed on, tentatively on the rolls. Of course, he has, quite a years of experience, and that was considered in all of this. And then, of course, the other 2, Commissioner Neely and Commissioner Boutwell, have been wanting on the Finance Committee for years, several years, so I just went on and pushed them up. I didn't call them. I didn't need to. I knew they wanted on the committee, and they did. I did talk to them later on at the commission meeting, and they certainly did, and they've served their time, and I think they certainly need to be placed there. So I did, I need another spot on law enforcement, so I talked to Commissioner Pinson, Sylvia, and she said, well, she was more pleased to serve on finance. So that alleviated another spot. And then in the end, when I was at the meeting, Jason Boyette said he wanted a rose. So one of the newer commissioners got passed down to public safety. So anyhow, it's an ordeal. But this is how it is. And there are 2 or 3 commissioners I never did hear from. I never got in touch with me. They didn't call me. I didn't get any notes from them. So I don't know what we need to do about that. The commission will decide. The committee will decide. In fact, we'll be going to discuss this as soon as I finish. But the way it ended up on finance was Diane Neely, John Boutwell, Sylvia Pinson, and Michael Gregory. All this is tentative. This is just how it shook out of the hat, how they came to me, how the years of experience played in, and how they were placed. In rows is myself, of course, Commissioner Epson's still on. Brent Smith was put on tentatively. Eric Maddox was put on, and then I found out that Jason Boyette wound up, so that made 5, so that solidified the rows. I did have to move one of the newer commissioners off of rows back down. I think it was public safety, but anyhow, it's another matter. In public safety, of course, Commissioner Thomas has been chairperson for years. He'll still head that. And then Jason Sanders, as I've already said, he had served on that prior to that, and he wanted to go back. And like I told him earlier, so as long as I get somebody to move, it'd be fine. Well, they ended up, all of them moved. 2 of them moved to rules, and then 1 moved to finance. Well, anyhow, on public safety, after Jason Sanders, Brian Bruce is on there, and DJ Deason is on there. And courthouse and property, Commissioner Davis said something about me. I said, he can't move, ain't nobody left. I said, we can't put 4 new ones or 5 new ones on there. We need to have some experience on there. And if, yeah, I said, sorry, Commissioner Davis, I mean, you, yeah, that's absolutely, you probably chairperson. But anyhow, then it just, that was all that's left. Jared Featherstone from the 1st District, Alex Mitchell, which weren't on finance, but I told Alex at the meeting, I said, no, hey, you're gonna be on courthouse, that's the only thing left. Jennifer Templeton, which I never spoke to, in 6 districts on courthouse, and Roy Turner I never spoke to, never called me, ended up on courthouse, and we probably need an elder person. Not that Roy's elder, but I guess he's retirement age. Well, anyhow, that's just the way it fell. Now it's open to the rules here. Y'all can do what you want to, but I tried to explain it. If you have any questions to me, how that happened, and how I just told you most of it, I tried to explain it, and that's how it sort of shook out of the sack. But it's still open for discussion.
Just to make certain everyone understands, those names will be submitted before the county commission, the new sworn-in commission, at next month's, and they will be nominated one at a time and be voted on out there. So appreciate you getting the list together, because that's what our bylaws said. But if you recall, our bylaws changed on the seniority. So seniority no longer is in our bylaws, but it is the responsibility of the chairman of the Rules Committee to collect these names, and you've done a great job on doing that. So thank you for your recommendations.
I make a motion, we send those to the commission as they are.
Is any other discussion?
What is the motion to send what to the commission?
The names he just gave out in the,
That's not the responsibility of the committee. That's the chairman's responsibility to send those up, not the committee. That's what our bylaws say.
Well, whatever y'all want to do, y'all, we'll do whatever you
The
want to.
bylaws are very clear that the chairman collects the names,
Yes.
and that's what you've
Well,
done.
they vote on them, yes. I
And
don't
then
know
they
if
vote on one at a time, not as a group.
Okay,
like that.
that'll be fine. It's all right. I think everybody's place is, I don't know. 3 of them I've not talked to. The other 15 should be happy, because they got their first choice. So, you know, I don't know. We'll vote them one at a time, but I'd say, I did the best I could trying to get people moved around. When law enforcement, I got them 2 or 3 to move, the people that wanted on there, it was very helpful, because I didn't know what we were gonna do, because nobody that was intact. Okay, any other discussion? Okay, so
when is it that we look at our bylaws again? Is that September or is that January?
I guess we can do it anytime we want to. Yeah, well, it's first of the year when they come up and
January, I
change.
knew.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can discuss that. There's another thing or two. The other thing is, and I didn't bring it up, but the last time is the first time it's happened. Normally, and as far as I know, because I was on there with Eugene Ray on the rules, and Eugene said nobody's ever served from the same district on the same committee until last time. And then we had 2, Commissioner Yawkey and Commissioner Johnson were from the same district. Anyhow, again, it went in the rules, but it never happened before. So that changed. I don't know if it said a president or not, but that hadn't happened. So that was another matter that I had, was trying to keep them. There's no 2 commissioners on the same standing committee, and I do think that should be in the rules. I don't think that should happen, particularly on the finance committee, as it was 4 years ago, although it wasn't a problem. I mean, it worked out all right, but it's just, it wasn't what we'd always done. Okay, so we're gonna submit the names. That's fine.
Diane had a question.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
I'm looking at the bylaws, and I'm not exactly reading this as you all are saying it, because when it talks about elections with nominations from the floor, it specifically says appointive office. These are committees, and the appointive offices seem to be, by definition in here, are all these other committees that we have. And nowhere in here does it really spell out that I can find, and if somebody else knows where it is, please direct me, of how these get to the floor. I thought Rules and Legislative was supposed to.
Rule 6Q.
There's 6Q. Okay, well, it allows that, but it does not specifically say it's for the committees, and it said appointed office. And these are committees, and what it says is appointed office, and these ballots are cast by voice vote. The majority of the Board of Commissioners is required for election. If no one is elected, then it goes through that process that we do. And then in the bylaws, when you look further over, it refers to commission-appointed subcommittees. So there's a little difference of verbiage
These aren't
there.
subcommittees.
I know. These are standing committees, but that's not exactly what it spells out. And when you get to these other committees, subcommittees, they are called appointed. So to me, there's a little bit, there
Huge
appears to be a
difference.
little difference to me. Right. Right. Well, I was just trying to get clarification on that because I was not reading it that way. It appeared there was two different definitions going on in these bylaws, which
We're
we may
talking about
need
standing
to,
committees, and that's
review.
standing committee membership.
On what page?
10, bottom of page 10.
Yeah, we've got plenty of time to review it, and we can do
Says-
what we'd like.
Yeah, all standing committees of the Board of Commissioners shall be elected by the majority vote of the commission at each September meeting with the Board of Commissioners after an election cycle that includes county commission seats. Before the August meeting of the Rules and Legislative Committee that falls said election, the chairperson of the Rules and Legislative Committee shall ask each commissioner which committee that person wishes to serve on. Each September following the initial election cycle of the Board of Commissioners, the Rules and Legislative Chairpersons shall contact each commissioner about their standing committee placement to see if any changes are requested.
Right, and I saw that also, so it almost appears that Rules and Legislative is a nomination committee who submits a ballot for approval, is
They-
how that almost reads without any nominations from the floor. And that other
I
one seemed to
disagree totally
direct.
with that perception. That is incorrect. The chairman
Well,
of
like
the
you
rules.
said, it's a matter of perception.
It
and
is a
that
matter of
was my
perception and
matter of
interpretation
perception.
as well.
Yeah, we've always had a problem.
Well, if the commission is gonna vote on it and they vote one of them down that's been submitted, I guess you would have to have something come from the floor.
Well, maybe, but again, and it's not in the rules about keeping them separate from the same district, but it should be adhered to. But yeah, be fine. We'll see. Maybe it'll work out. I don't know what the other three. They may be satisfied where they are. If they are, then it shouldn't be a problem. And I'm sorry that the others, but I did the best I could. If they didn't get in touch with me, and I thought some of them would be at the last meeting or here, but it's okay. This is what I put together. Well, there wasn't anything left. After the end, I had one slot, and there was one person, so that's where it landed. Okay, any other discussion? Anybody in the other commissioners have any comments? Okay, Ben, is there any other announcements?
Mr. Carney has one.
Okay, yeah, yes, yeah.
Of course, I'm the ex officio county government representative on the Senior Citizens Center board, and wanted to remind everybody we have a fundraiser coming up Thursday, spaghetti dinner and live auction. It'll be at the center, and I have tickets if anybody wants any. So, and that's from 4 to 6 p.m. We will have carryouts available if anybody wants to carry it out, but it'd be more fun to stay there and bid on stuff at the live auction.
How much are the tickets?
$12. And Craig and Wheeler will be doing the live auction, so.
Mr. Chairman, I have one thing. This will be my last meeting on the Rules Committee. I've enjoyed being a member of this. I would like to tell everyone, one of the first things you told me, Commissioner Fair, was when we get on this committee, the one thing you have to do is you cannot hold grudges. You just can't do it. You can argue, you can disagree, you can have any kind of conversation about it, but you never hold a grudge. And I think that has been excellent advice that we've had. And I know that in my experience, you and I have gone at each other over 8 years together, and we have been friends before. We're friends now. We'll be friends from here on out because we've never had a cross-personal word between ourselves, and I thank you for that. Also, I have a copy of my Robert's Rules of Order that I have had, and I've inscribed it to you, to my longtime friend with whom I have always had the deepest respect. So, Commissioner Fair, I'm giving you my Robert's Rules of Order there, and it's a little dog-eared, and there's some marks in there and some comments, so. Reference material. This was not from the 1940s.
Hey, yeah, I'm sorry. Is there anything else to come before the committee? Okay, Commissioner Thomas.
Mr. Chairman, just before everybody gets out of here, I know some of you leave after these meetings, but on September the 8th will be the dedication of the 437 Railroad Bridge for Senator Jim Tracy at 10 o'clock. Yes, September 8th. And I know everybody's coming out of the horse show, and that's going to be a busy week. You got September 11th that same week, and the Veterans thing. That'd be 10 o'clock that morning. Out there at the 437 at the Railroad Bridge at Railroad Avenue. Right now, that's the way it's scheduled now. I don't know what the weather will do, but a lot of us know Senator Jim Tracy. I know him personally. He worked at the Fire Marshal's office there at the last, and he did a lot for us. So, and I know he's done a lot for our county and other counties. So, just wanted to remind everybody that before we got going.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Anything else? Any other announcements?
Move to adjourn, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, so moved.